some thoughts, yeah. I had a manifest. I had a manifest. I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, yeah. I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, yeah. I could do it, we could do it, we could do it, yeah. I had a manifest. I could do it, I could do it, I could do it, yeah. You could do it, you could do it, you could do it, yeah. I could do it, we could do it, we could do it, yeah. There was times I was thinking it's over, but my friends tapping me on my shoulder, and you know, yeah, I got a shoulder. They don't want you to always believe in me. I just wanna try to see.
I heard an entrepreneur say, what you think becomes what you say. What you say becomes what you do. What you do becomes your behavior, and your behavior becomes your identity. What does it mean to manifest something in your life? It means bringing something tangible through attraction and belief. And so in order for you to have vision, you got to be attracted to something that you might tweak and say, instead of red, I'd rather it to be blue. And then imagination comes, and then vision comes. And now you have to convince yourself what it is that you saw to come into fruition, and you believe it. When you believe something, it means to accept as true. And then when you accept it to be true, you know what you do? You write down what you see, right? And so that keeps you accountable, because anything that's not written is not real. And if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Donald Francis, and this is Manifested Thoughts Podcast. And we're here to trigger African-American young ladies and men of today. We want to get deep into the thought system of who they are, where they're going, and what they desire to be. Join me right here. Peace. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see everybody. Glad that you're here. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? What day is it? Oh my God. For some reason I can't even catch. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good to see everybody. Listen, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to Manifest Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. And I tell you that our starting goals here are to help 500 people bring their imagination into reality by way of putting things to work. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Donald Francis, and I'm so happy to meet you, whether you're here on the live or rather you're here during the replay, please do me a favor. Just press replay or type in replay on your description. Let us know that you're here and that you're alive. Glad to have you here. Glad that you see Not Robbery with much love, peace, and respect. Listen, we're also here on It's Life Podcast, which is on YouTube and on Facebook, trying to get myself together here. And also we are also found on It's All You TV. ITZALLYOU TV. That's where you'll see our short skits and our films and all of the good new stuff that's going to happen in the new coming year. Listen, I want you to know that we are also located right here at Channel 49 TV every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy that you're here. Glad to see Henry Watkins and Nakia Isaac. Everybody's coming in. Good to see everybody on our live chat over there in the email section. We have our dude, none other than Mr. Wade with coffee, that's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, sir. Good morning. I see everybody starting to come in. Good to see you. We try our best to start exactly on time because I realize that false advertisement is something that you can go to jail for, bars. So listen, y'all, we're getting right into it today. We want to talk about imagination, and I think that is the key factor to anybody's life, imagination. And that's one of the factors that are missing, in our lives today. So we want to talk about that. Let me ask you a question. Do you have imagination? Do you imagine every single day? Do you imagine good things in your life every day? And if you do imagine, what do you imagine? What is your dream? What is your imagination? What do you do when you sit back and you fantasize about? What is it that you fantasize about? Because I'm going to tell you something. In order for things to come into fruition in life, guess what? We need imagination. So listen, let's get right into it. If you can, before we do this, I'm going to ask you kindly, for those of you who are on Facebook, can you like and share your page? And for those of you who are coming on YouTube and you see this particular replay, can you please subscribe? We would really appreciate that. Listen, I just figured I would do a quick call to action. And Sherry's on the line. Good to see you. Hey, so happy to see everybody today. And I'm just happy to see that you are all in. Listen, let's get right to it. There are all types of imagination. By the way, y'all, they got me on this thing right here, this pump thing. So, but listen, there are all types of imagination today, and today we want to take a look at different forms of imagination. You get what I'm saying? Because people think that just imagination is something that's happened to be this dream that you conjure up and and I'm going to tell you something. Some of the stuff that we do, we conjure it up. Please go back and take a look at our dream section or our dream episode yesterday, and you'll understand this episode today. Alberto, what's up, baby boy? So listen, let's talk about it. First part of imagination is what we call the characteristics of imagination. Imagination is the root of creativity, and that's something that we have to know. That it allows people to think outside of the box, and come up with novel ideas and also solutions. I'm going to tell you something, creativity is the thing that we need today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't understand. I'm going to just go right to the hip, y'all. When you take a look at the things that you have around your house, you take a look at the things that you have around your desk at your job, take a look at the building that you walk in, take a look at the seat that you sit on, take a look at the camera that you're using or the microphones that you're using, the lights that you're using. Take a look at the pen and paper that you use. Can I tell you something? That was once somebody's imagination. And a lot of times when you take a look at new ideas, you're right. You take a look at new things, new clothing line, new designs, new colors. All of that stuff was stuff that was made up. It's made up first before it comes into fruition. And so imagination is the root to every bit of creativity. You get what I'm saying? And then it will cause people to not only think outside the box, but we can become more creative, like we said, with new ideas, novels, and all of that good stuff. You have to have imagination in order for you to have creativity. Now, one of the things that I've learned, everybody, Robin Holmes in the house, one of the things that I've learned about imagination is that this world is two-way. It's reciprocal, but it's good and bad. And we all know that, right? But back then when I'm a 70s baby, and I can call out Henry Watkins. I can call out who's I could call out Robin Holmes. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Nakia, you there though, sis. You feel what I'm saying? And Sherry, of course, but I want you to know something. And Alberto, I, Rivera, I guess you up there too with us, right? So what I've known, and so of course, Wade, who's on YouTube, being a 70s baby helped us to understand that we didn't have, number one, these gadgets we call cell phones. It was an imagination. Remember looking at the Jetsons, back in the days with Elroy and, you know what I'm saying? And they had the robot lady as their maid. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff was great predictions. You got what I'm saying? Not only was it great predictions, but it was something obviously to come true. I saw the movie iRobot. It was somebody's imagination. You get what I'm saying? So many people, they're doing creative things with Photoshop and video Photoshop. But remember back in the days where we had to have the rotary phones, we had outside phone booths. Remember that, y'all? You feel what I'm saying? Back in the days, where we had to carry quarters everywhere before, we started to get real fancy with our pages. You know what I'm saying? And then if somebody paged us, we had a bunch of quarters so that we could run to the payphone. We had a payphone in every block because they understood, listen, people needed to get in touch with people. We had not only not cell phones, but rotary phones. I'm saying we had the dial-in phones. And if you had a answer machine, we got voicemails and stuff today, but if you had an answer machine back in the days where you can come home and listen to who called you while you were out, you were balling. You were a baller back then. I promise you. Yolanda, what's up? You were balling back then if you had an answer machine when you got home. All of that stuff was an imaginable thing. People imagined this stuff, tried it out, and it came into fruition. That's what you call, the characteristics of imagination. And that is creativity, right? And innovation. You got what I'm saying? So imagination is creativity and to innovate. Let's try it out. Let's see what it is. Let's see what's going on, And so back then we had better, or could I say more advantage of utilizing imagination than today. And that's my point. Because see, back in the days, we didn't have all of these gadgets as to where we can go all the way across the world on our cell phones and we're in the living room. We don't have to do anything else. We can see what's going on in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? While we're in New York, and I believe they had that, what was that app? Somebody help me out. Robin, I know you're on the line. What's that app? I forgot what it was called, but you can see everybody. Oh man, what was that app? Because I had it where you could actually go and you could have the image of the globe or the map, tap onto the map, and you're in that particular country. Dag, I forgot what it's called. Yolanda, you know what it is too. We all had it. Oh man, it'll come back to me. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm on a time restrict. So, but anyway, we had all these gadgets. But back in the days, I remember being in a group called PCP. Shout out to John Arrington and Dave Quiones. You know what I'm saying? And it was called Poets Claiming Props. It wasn't the drug we were talking about. So I remember going to this studio called Funky Slice Studios. They introduced me to Funky Slice Studios. I knew nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? And so when we got there, we thought that we had it. We were like, all right, we're about to make this album. We're already rich. We felt like we were signed. We didn't realize that going to the studio was the first step. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you take a look at things, people have the same studios that we used to go to and pay for in their own homes. You get what I'm saying? Because people started to get their own equipment, so on and so forth. And it wasn't just the engineers that worked in that particular, studio. But we thought we were doing something, y'all, But what we would do that was so great was that after we left the studio, after making the track, and the other day I took a cassette tape, an old cassette tape, and gave it to my sons, and I asked them, I said, how do you use this? They couldn't tell me anything. Well, it was one actually. It was Donald. It wasn't my son Azzy, And I asked him, I said, yo, what do you do with this? He's like, what's this? I hollered. I was like, dang, you don't know what a cassette tape is, champ? But my point is that we were able to take our cassette tapes, bring it back home, or our ADAT tapes, whatever it is, bring it back home, listen to the song, watch this, and imagine us being on stage. We used to have what they call mirror practice. We'll play the song, look in the mirror, do our thing, you know what I'm saying? So for stage appearance and all of that. because again, we imagined what it was going to be like, and it was a healthy anticipation because we had imagination that meet creativity. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Oh, we had creativity, that met innovation. Got it together, created imagination, and we brought imagination into fruition, and it became something. Watch this. They got a chance to be on a radio station. They got a chance to work with other various artists. You see what I'm saying? I was just the music man. You feel what I'm saying? Nicole, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So again, we talk about the characteristics of imagination. Watch this. There's another characteristic of imagination. You feel what I'm saying? And so we talk about creativity and innovation. You feel what I'm saying? Here's another one. Watch this. Mental visualization. Visualization. Can I speak today? It's the coffee. Mental visualization. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Y'all laughing at me, so I'm laughing at myself. Mental visualization it involves picking things in the mind's eye. That means ranging from simple images and complex scenes and narratives. Visualization. There we go, Donald. Mental visualization. You know what I'm saying? So it involves like pictures. It's almost like a vision board. Anybody ever had a vision board? It's like a vision board. You know what I'm saying? It's a depiction of all these, the mind's eye. The mind have an eye. It's not just the eyes, but the mind's eye. All of this is under the category of characteristic imagination. Creativity and innovation. You know what I'm saying? Mental visualization. You see what I'm saying? When you take a look at the eyes, all of these pictures, all of these images, the images that we see, you'll go to a concert and you'll see the image of the atmosphere, and the environment, how people are dressed up. You hear the sounds of the bass line. You hear you see the artist and what they're wearing. You start to get yourself together because everybody's looking good. You imagine yourself looking as good as the artist. Everybody's looking fine. You know what I'm saying? It's grown and sexy, as they call it. You see what I'm saying? The music is going. People are relevant. They're all on one accord because they're singing the same song. You get what I'm saying? That the artist produced. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep hearing the song over and over on the radio. That's another sign of mental, hearing and visualization. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the more and more you hear certain things, the more and more, it can track something in you and trigger something in you. So that when you go to the actual, concert, then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you're feeling good. But you start to see things other people don't see. And it doesn't mean anything bad. You just start to see things that other people don't see. Like, the way that the other people went on the stage, and you saw the other person's jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's looking good, and it's looking good according to the music. And you start to see, maybe if I sing, maybe I have the ability. Watch this. Let me just pull in my sister. She's doing plays, and she's going to be doing tours and doing other, events. You see what I'm saying? And when you take a look at her plays and stuff, and you see the DJ, you see the people flooding the place, you see the arena being packed out, you see the actors, and maybe even you become inspired to want to act because you are imagining off of somebody else's vision. Can I tell you something? Imagination start with something you see off of what somebody else do first. If that's something that will fit your description and your niche, that you could bring a different twist, right? And all of this is mental visualization. Just like we felt when we left, what time is it? Okay. Just like we felt when we left Funky Slice Studio to go home and imagine what it was going to be like, on the stage. It's the same way when you come from a specific concert or a play, a stage play or a Broadway show. You'll come home and you're like, wow. You're just reflecting and you're imagining, and then imagination starts because it triggers certain things. Those are the characteristics of imagination. You see what I'm saying? Watch this. We got one more thing. It's called abstract thinking. Imagination enables thinking about concepts and ideas that are not psychologically present. You see what I'm saying? And or physically present, but at the same time, you can observe all of the theories of concepts and all of these great things. So when you take a look at abstract thinking, you're thinking about something that's a concept that haven't not even come into fruition. We talked about deja vu yesterday. Oh man, that was crazy. Deja vu is a type of thing that you see in your dream, but you don't remember it until you've walked into the manifestation of it. You see what I'm saying? You know, those are messages and sometimes prophetic dreams and stuff like that, things that will show you, listen, there is a future for you, but you just forget about the fact that it's taking place. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so here's another thing too. This is another category right here about imagination, empathy, and understanding. You got what I'm saying? By imagining oneself in others' situation. This is another type of imagination. It aids in understanding different perspectives and developing empathy. In other words, what happens here is that you ever seen somebody that was homeless? You ever seen somebody who have a home, but they're less fortunate? Around this time, this is a great category. Empathy and understanding about that type of imagination. As to where you see people who might be less fortunate. You might have a great Christmas this year. They may not have a great Christmas, but you might perceive and or hear because of conversation or something that they've said, well, it's not me this year. You get what I'm saying? And you're like, wow, I would really, really like to spread some spirit, some joy to them. You know, so you sit there and you're like, I'm imagining what then could I do to make them much happier? Because you imagine so how they could be feeling in their condition. That's my point. When we talk about empathy and understanding of imagination, because you're imagining how you feel. You see what I'm saying? For that particular individual. And because of how you feel, you're like, let me do something for them. What can I do? So now you start to ask questions. We become innovative about how we're going to do certain things and how we're going to bring it to pass, right? So you start to ask them questions. What is your favorite color? You start to ask them, what kind of sneakers do you like? You know, or what kind of foods do you like? You feel what I'm saying? What might things, if there was something that anybody could ask you about what you need, what might you need? Or you might ask it in a different psychological way so that they won't feel like you're tracing them. You see what I'm saying? So again, when we got empathy and understanding about that type of imagination, and that's a form of imagination, empathy and understanding, you get what I'm saying? And that's when you begin to think about other people's situation. You know what I'm saying? You start to aid them through different perspectives and developing empathy at the same time. So when you're developing empathy, you're putting yourself in their shoes. You know, I was thinking about, you know, the golden rule. You know, and then I was thinking about the platinum rule. The golden rule is do unto others how you have others do unto you. You see what I'm saying? But the platinum rule is just give people what they want, right? To make them feel great about themselves, you know? And sometimes what all people want is just yo, man, I'm proud of you. All people want is hey, listen, I just want to call, let you know, listen, you're doing great. And I love what I see. Keep doing it. Keep pushing. You know, sometimes people just need just an encouraging word. That's empathy. But watch this. Here are some categories under empathy. Dreaming. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at, you know, empathy and understanding, this type of category, because all of this is really falling under the characteristics of imagination. You see what I'm saying? Dreaming. During sleep, the imagination is at work in dreams, creating vivid narratives and images. Listen, when you have empathy, you know what I'm saying, and when you have understanding, underneath that is called dreams. You know, people dreams, they dream to communicate with a higher source. You see what I'm saying? I call them, we communicate with God. I oftentimes say this, and please, I hope I don't run you away by saying this, that God communicate with us, right? We communicate with God through prayer, but he communicate with us through dreams. You see what I'm saying? He will allow for us to lay down, go to sleep, and allow for us to see what's ahead. And so that we can imagine and dream and understand that there's some things that I'm looking forward to in the near future. But then also God can give you the ability to make things happen. I like the way Bishop Jake says it. Says God is the creator, and until he makes us creative. Please underline that you are creative. You're not a creator, but you are creative. God make us creative. So in our dreams, he begin to give us depictions about what it is that we see. So you have imagination, you have works, you have dreams, creativity, narratives and images, all types of things that are bunched up in one that'll make you excited about what you're about to achieve in 2024. Can somebody, I know y'all at work, but for those of you who could, just write my year 2024. Because see, when you're dreaming in your new season, and you know that your season look bright, yo, listen, it's fire. You feel what I'm saying? Things are going to happen for you this year. You just got to keep dreaming, keep your mind clear. Watch this. Here's another, and I think this is the second to last characteristic under, characteristics and imagination. Watch this. Artistic impressions. I like this. Imagination fuels artistic endeavors, inspiring arts and craft, right? Work that, watch this, transcend ordinary experiences. So in other words, it's kind of like our online course that you're about to purchase real soon, that you're going to find wherever you start your vision, wherever you start your dream, your hopes, right? You're making sure that you get all the right ingredients. This is under this, all the right ingredients, because it's an artistic expression. Monique, oh, my wife is on. Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. What's up, Gabby? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something. And now I'm messed up. She messed me up. I'm going to get you. You know what I'm saying? Artistic expressions. That's where I am, right? Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, this is where a lot of what you think, my wife messed me up, what you think that would now become, tangible in your hands. It's kind of like the cake batter stage. You get the vanilla extract, you get the eggs, you know what I'm saying? You get the milk or the water. You feel what I'm saying? You get the cake batter itself, right? Mix that joint up. Some people will add walnuts or some type of cherries or whatever to spruce up whatever kind of cake that they want to make. You feel what I'm saying? And so you're mixing up what ingredients you have because you have a vision about where you're going. You're imagining, you see what I'm saying, where you're going and what you're about to do, right? And so it becomes transcending because what happens is you put it in the oven and it becomes from a liquid type form into like a cake type form where you can take it out of the pan and you have what you've imagined in your hands so that now you make that thing something that's marketable that everybody can take, watch this, a piece of, and they pay you for it because of your experiences. So when you take a look at it, imagination fuels artistic endeavors, inspiring artists to create works and transcend ordinarily experiences. So a lot of your imagination have a lot to do with, ordinary, that you make extraordinary experiences in your life. Wow, good to see everybody. Gab, I told you what's going on. Sabrina, good to see you. Last one, under the topic, characteristics and imagination, problem solving. And this is good because a lot of your dreams, whether you know it or not, they're prophetic. You feel what I'm saying? And if you want to go deeper into our class, listen, let me know. And I promise you will really, really be motivated. You'll be innovative. You'll be empowered to want to do certain things that you're scared to do. When you look at problem solving, it plays a key role, right, in envisioning different ways to approach and solve problems. So sometimes you might be dreaming. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I can't get this problem out my head. I want to do certain things, and it seems like that I can't do it. It seems impossible to do, but how can I do it? You're puzzled, walking back and forth, pacing the floor at night, getting up in the morning because it's just driving you, you see? And then that one day you begin to get relaxed and you lay down, have a dream about the solving of the problem that you've been looking for, because again, sometimes your dreams are the same way. It helps you solve problems, Sometimes you get that kind of insight. Here's another characteristic, and it's types of imagination, because you got different types of imagination. Even though we have the characteristics of an imagination, here are the types of imagination. Watch this. It's called creative imagination. Whoa, hold on, champ. Used in artistic pursuits, creative imagination, right? Inventing and creative writing, where originally is paramount. In other words, when you have creative imagination, it's an artistic pursuit. Some people, and see, you could define art in so many different ways, right? You could define art. You could draw, right? You could make a sculpture. You feel what I'm saying? But then we can transfigure in creating clothes, creating different foods. My wife and I yesterday we were watching this program called Cupcake Wars. You see what I'm saying? As to where there were certain people who had to be creative. But I like the first segment of that particular program. They first give you an ingredient to use for cupcakes. Somebody had ham. Somebody had cheese. What? They had cherries. I think they had like walnuts or whatever have you, but they had to choose a particular item to make this cupcake come to life. Some people lost drastically. They become a little bit too ambitious, When you are being creative, it's okay to be ambitious, but you have to know what percentage you want to use. You feel what I'm saying? To become, ambitious enough to make a great balance of what it is that you're trying to create. So when you use artistic pursuit, and being innovative, that means you're trying certain things you've never tried. It's outside the box. Can I tell you something? There's nothing wrong with trying certain stuff outside of the box and outside of the norm. Let me see. Somewhat. Yeah, absolutely. That's right, Monique. You know what I'm saying? It's your year. You see? Tool. A tool, not a toy. Wow. Quote from this book, Mind Shift. Wow. Imagination is a tool, not a toy. You see what I'm saying? And that's from the book called Mind Shift. Want to take a look at that? Frankie, what's up? Good to see you. So look, let's go back because I don't lose myself. So again, when you take a look at all of these type of, developing, we got so much we have to go to. Wow. So much. So the different types of imagination, creative imagination. Watch this. We also have, I like this, constructive imagination. You see what I'm saying? This involves constructing a mental image of an object or scenario, often used in engineering, artistical design. And I'm going to tell you, it's so crazy how we take a look at this because, a lot of times when you have creative imagination and constructive imagination, it looks like what constructive imagination come from a lot of things that you've already seen. Scenarios that you've already seen, mental images, vision boards. You feel what I'm saying? You want to start to make things constructive. You want to start to put those things into action, right? Put this together. Just let's see if it work. Let's see if it work. Let's just see. You have to humor yourself sometime. Let's see if it work. When we looked at Cupcake Wars, this young lady used a whole bunch of cheese, a whole bunch of ham. I think the ham was cut up too big for a cupcake. If they give you some type of ingredient as such, you got to cut those things up. Chop it up very, 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 very light. So it wouldn't take away from a cupcake being a cupcake. So they can just lightly taste the cheese that will nicely blend with the cupcake. Won't take too much away from the sweetness and the bland. There was a lady who kept missing the cherries. She kept missing the sugar, but she became innovative. You know what I'm saying? She became constructive in her imagination. She's like, look, I forgot to put the sugar in the cupcake. Let's make a sugar coating. And she got it. And in fact, she made so much mess ups, she won the whole thing. Most successors are those of them, right, who mess up a dozen times, but they're relentless. You feel what I'm saying? And they're resilient. That means that I bounce back quickly on my feet. You feel what I'm saying? Because she had to imagine right then and there. She had no time to dream. She had to imagine right then and there. It's like, wow, I got to be innovative. And she did it. And she did it. They didn't even know that she messed up. You see what I'm saying? So watch this. Here's something else an imagination can do. It becomes emotional imagination. Imagining emotional scenarios. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, when you empathizing, with fictional character or real people, is something that actually coincide, with, and I think where's empathy? Yeah, that coincides with empathy. And if I wish I can find that, I gotta put that thing. Yeah, but it coincides with empathy. Where is that at? There we go. Empathy and understanding. It coincides with empathy and understanding where you have emotional imagination. Emotional imagination, what I'm saying, is imagining emotional scenarios or empathizing, with fictional characters or real people. I want you to know something. Sometimes we can imagine something that's very, very sad, and it works on our emotions, because you become empathetic to that very thing that you've imagined. Sometimes it's not good for you to think too much, because there's some people who think too much, and it takes them into a different dimension in a different world. If you want to use imagination, use it for something that you haven't brought into fruition, not something that have been into fruition. You feel what I'm saying? Or to try to conjure up in fruition. You feel what I'm saying? Just yesterday, my son Donald had came home at a specific time that he don't normally come home, which is almost after 9. It was after 9 o'clock, as a matter of fact. I'm not used to him coming home after 9 o'clock because of a basketball game. You feel what I'm saying? If our people are out of the house at a certain time, we won't say it, but we start to feel tension like this. Something happened. Is he okay? We know we have to let him go and be a man. We know we have to let him have some type of leeway, but is he okay? We can start emotionally imagining bad things. You get what I'm saying? And we can become sad and it can depress you. You can think about and imagine things that could happen. And that's the reason why sometimes you have to reverse it and imagine things that would not happen. And if I could imagine something happening to him, then I could imagine in the same manner him coming home safely. Bars. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to imagine and talk yourself out of things that you think that are possible that on a bad side. You see what I'm saying? That's emotional imagination, But watch this. We have something that's called theoretic imagination, employed in scientific and philosophical fields, And I'm going to tell you something. These theories have a lot to do with conceptualizing theories and ideas. The imagination, when you have an imaginative theory, right? It's just a particular theory. Theology, theory, we have what they call music, right? And we have some people who play music, but a lot of people who play music by ear, they still have to understand theory. What is theory? How to take a chord and match it with the right bass line. So it wouldn't be cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? As to where you're playing a chord, but then you got the bass line that you're supposed to be playing right, but it doesn't match up. The sound doesn't match up with what you're playing. You see what I'm saying? Dad, what's going on? So at the end of the day, theories, have a lot to do with your just imagination and imagining things you haven't put together that may or may not make sense, but something that you try out, these theory ideas. Maybe if, but what about if we add the 1? How about if we divide the 2, what I'm saying, multiply 2 to 3, add the 1, what I'm saying, and now we start to go into algebra and all this other stuff, just theories. And that's imagination that's not real, that you're trying to sort of conjure up something that might not make sense, just like that cupcake. You know what I'm saying? I never seen no cheese in no cupcake. You know what I'm saying? I think you can take cheese and make it with biscuits. Thanks, Dave Q. But I don't think you could do that, you know what I'm saying, with any cupcake. Listen, development, right? Right. And listen, cultivation. I want you to understand something. When we take a look at development, I want you to take a look. But before that, wait a minute. Let me go back to types of imagination, because there's one more I want you to take a look at. Before we take a look at development and cultivation. Um, let me see. Wait a minute. Where's the other one? I had that and I think I moved it. All right, we'll end off with theory imagination because I don't have that much time. But when you take a look at development and cultivation, I like this particularly because when you take a look at development and cultivation, you're taking a look at now where we have imagination with our children. You see what I'm saying? Where we're imagining certain things with our children. And I'm gonna tell you what we noted here. Imagination is a critical part of childhood, right? Enabling play and exploration of the world. So you remember the time that when you were a child, you went to the sandbox and you made a sandcastle. You see what I'm saying? They gave you blocks that you could build specific things. You imagine one to be a car, the other one to be an airplane. They speak to children. They say, listen, what would you like to be when you grow up? They talk about the typical stuff like a fireman or a policeman, you know what I'm saying, or a doctor or a lawyer or a judge, But understand that sometimes we have to take some time and allow for a child to have certain objects in front of them and see what they make of it. It's developing their imagination, it's cultivating them in a particular way that they're able to watch this, even not only under child development, but watch this, education and learning. All right, my wife's on the line. I know she understands this very, very well, encouraged through education, reading, right? And explore, what I'm saying, to diverse experiences. It's a good thing for the kids to be able to explore, what I'm saying, using their imagination, using it through education, what I'm saying, using it through reading. This is how they become who they are. Can I tell you, most book writers and authors read one book, read another book, read another book, read another book. They took all of their theories from the books that they've read, and they began to, speak out, in a way that matched all of those theories together, all of those books together. Watch this, right? And now all of a sudden, it became their own type of curriculum, their own saying, and all of a sudden now they begin to write a book off of the books that they read, off of reading. That's what imagination is all about. Education is all about. You see what I'm saying? We want them to be exposed, even exposure, to expose kids to different and new things that would be good for their health. And that's the reason why I'm gonna put a pause here for a second, because I got into 11-7. I want you to know that sometimes, the stuff that we see on TV, I'll never ever forget. And I want to put a pin right there for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I remember in the 80s when an athlete would get hurt, they would never ever take cameras into the emergency room. They would never ever take cameras into when they were in intensive care. Now people, because of these particular gadgets, they no longer respect the sick, more or less respect the dead. Now, I get the fact that there are people who might be patients and they might take their own selfie, like, look at me, but I'm coming out and I'm gonna be better. All right, that's fine. But I remember the days where they really, really thought about the viewer. We oftentimes say, for those of us who are content creators, if you're a content creator, the person that is a online content creator or a YouTuber or a Facebooker, whatever you want to call them, Instagrammer, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, if you pay attention to your viewers and you understand your viewers the most, those are the ones who win the views. Those are the ones who win audience retention. Those are the ones who have interaction. Those are the ones who could understand. They know where they hang out. They know where they look. They know at other content creators that they look at. You know what I'm saying? They know all of the stuff so they can bottle that in and give them from their channel what they need all in one. See, but back then, TV understood their viewers. I do believe that TV have a lot of influence on why the way we do what we do and why we act the way that we act, not even as children, but even as adults. Because at the same time, there's so many people, through education, if the newscast right now would they go, listen, everybody got to run out in all of their undergarments if you want to be healed from whatever, according to science. And there's some people that are influenced by them that they run out. We know even today, this economy, this environment, around this time of the year, It's supposed to be freezing. We had at least 3 other snowstorms before Christmas. Now it's like we're going into summertime. People are still wearing sweaters. You feel what I'm saying? But it's because not only of our environment, but I do believe that environment have a lot to do with the influence of people and what they're seeing, what they're learning, and the eye of their mind. If I'm saying something, yo, give me the hearts. I know a lot of y'all are at work and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But this is the reason why our children are the way that they are even today and now. You see what I'm saying? Because again, the developing, we want to make sure that we can help develop our child. We want to make sure that we develop them through education and learning. This is the stuff that this is the stuff that really create imagination. What's the other thing? Watch this. Excuse me, y'all. I'm going through it here. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you practice enhanced imagination, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting excited now. You practice enhanced imagination. I can see my wife laughing at me. It's a beautiful thing because here's the deal. Regular engagement in creative, activities, mindfulness practices can open up mindfulness that can enhance imaginative creatabilities. And so, or capabilities, sorry about that. Listen, you can look at capabilities because here's the deal. When you have the power, to be able to imagine, and to be able to create certain things off of what you read, who the information that you got, you feel what I'm saying? And you start to see and you engage in regular activity. Right now, I'm in a group, what I'm saying, for the stuff that we do right now to be able to teach other people, and they talk about, listen, you want to be on purpose and deliberate with the kind of life you want to live. I want to encourage everybody on this line, start writing stuff down, start understanding your life, start doing things on purpose. This is the year to not exist. This is the year to live and get the things that you want on purpose. Don't allow for life to land you at a place and become the cause of the things that are happening to you. But you want for life to happen because of you. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you take a look at these practices and enhanced imagination, everything was made up. I look at Mr. Myron Golden, he says all the time, listen, the stuff that I have, they were made up, until they were tried, and it doesn't mean, we made them up to scam people. No, but things are made up, because they're trying, they're being innovative. You know what I'm saying? On different foods, different outfits, different, tech, different, whatever it is, different books, different ways. All of it was an imagination that's tried and succeed. So again, if you succeed, yes, sir, absolutely, Wade. Let's engage. Go. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So listen, a lot of times we have to learn. Listen, just like the stuff that have influence on us on TV and stuff like that. And sometimes I don't even watch TV. I don't watch TV at all. I practice, enhancing my imagination to do new stuff. The reason why, by the way, everybody, the reason why I don't have the online course available to you right now is because I'm still enhancing certain things. There's still, and I want to make sure I do a one-time thing. But I'm teaching this. If you want to know the curriculum, listen, join our community. Go to manifeststores888@gmail.com. We'll talk about that. But again, practices, you want to practice to enhance imagination. You know what I'm saying? So that repetition is the father of all learning and the mother of all mastery. You have to practice your craft. Practice what you see. And here's the other key. Whatever you see and whatever you imagine, don't tell nobody when I tell you this. But keep your mouth shut. While you are pursuing greatness, you can't tell everybody. You only tell certain people that are for you so they can keep you, not only encouraged, but they can also keep you accountable that you got to work toward this. And can I tell you something? When you get clear on what you want to do, don't tell nobody when I tell you this too. It's going to scare you. Because when you imagine something to come about, you could imagine it. Oh, this is great. My book. Oh, my barbershop that I'm opening going to be great. Everybody's going to come. They're going to buy my album. They're going to buy my journal or my novel. You know, I'm going to open up a school. They're going to send all their kids to us. Listen, you can see the end result, but the process is altogether different. You see what I'm saying? You might not know all of what you're going to have to go through, but you got to continue to be scared. You see what I'm saying? You got to continue to be uncomfortable, to say, yo, I'm going to push myself out there because I'm about to do what I'm about to do. Listen, y'all, I wanted to say also, listen, enroll in human experiences. You see what I'm saying? That means, listen, cultural, and societal development. You know what I'm saying? I wish I can cover this because I got one more minute. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, it's always good to imagine, you know what I'm saying, that you're driven in innovation, art, science, and all of that. And also, here's the last thing. You want to look at personal growth. You know what I'm saying? Personal growth. It's always good to aid your personal development. Allow, you know what I'm saying, individuals to be innovative and to work toward your future goals. Listen, y'all, I hope that y'all have gotten value. I'm on a time schedule, and I hope that y'all have gotten value. I want you to understand something. Even though, we look at imagination, think of those particular types of imagination. Go back and take a look at this, write this stuff down, and be blessed, be developed, be inspired. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to let y'all know real quick that this is brought to you by Blade. Fly the future. If you're in Hudson Yards, you see what I'm saying, and you know that you're at 11th Avenue and 30th Street. You know what I'm saying? If you were to go to the airport, they can take you to JFK if you're in a rush, or Newark Airport, you know what I'm saying, or LaGuardia Airport in just 5 minutes for just $195. You feel what I'm saying? If you know your boy, they remembered your boy. They're like, listen, if you type in the code Donald F and F for Francis, they will take $50 off of your first flight. That's rather you go in person or rather you even do it online. You'll get that $50 off. Y'all better go for it, y'all. Fly the future. Also, I want to say Yolanda have come out with her audio book. You know what I'm saying? And all it is right there on Amazon, $12.99. Tales of a Grown Girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, y'all, listen. Y'all want to go and read that book. You see what I'm saying? And I promise you, you're going to be blessed to learn new things, and how things are going, not only in her life, but it's a testament to, I'm sure, a lot of other women's lives. And it'll help also men to understand women that much more and the stuff that they go through, you know what I'm saying? And while we should love on them and care for them that much more. Listen, don't forget your boys. You know what I'm saying? Real Block Films, you already know. They are now a part of this new network, America's New Network. They're going to be doing big things, great things. In fact, they are doing big things and great things. And I want you to look out for their new movie that's coming up. It's a short film called Flashes. Yo, they're doing big. Look at that dude, John Arrington, looking like a boss. You got, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Clyde Sally and Dave Keonis, all of my bosses. And I'm gonna tell you something. Those are my dudes. Yolanda, you're a boss too. You're come on, you understand. And so at the end of the day, y'all, look out for that. But listen, real quick, before we land the plane, I want to go and take you to this great thing here. Yo, what's up, everybody? This your boy, Donald Francis, and welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Yo, we're already giving away gifts, and we're only a few subscribers in. The only thing you have to do is go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. One more time, manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. After you do that, you'll type in giveaways and type in one of the topics that we talked about on our platform. And bam, it's over. Just like that. Back to the program.
Gonna hit the ground running.
Yes, sir. So listen, y'all, go into our giveaways. You can go right to our giveaways. Listen, you want to go in this year. Nakia, your stuff is on the way. I'm going to be sending you your information today. I'm happy about that. Listen, you want to go into our giveaways this up and coming month. It's a beautiful, beautiful Christmas gift. You want to go right there to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com, and you want to type in giveaways and also type in the episode that you've seen. Let me know that you've been doing that. I appreciate that very, very much. Listen, I want to ask you all to do me a big, big favor. I'm trying to get to a certain subscriber base. Now, listen, I've gotten in touch with YouTube through Mr. Sean Cannell, and I'm happy about that. And listen, I'm at 167 subscribers. All I need is 200 subscribers to do bigger things. I ain't asking for 1,000. All I need is 200. So if you can go right there to YouTube, type in Manifested Thoughts. You got to put podcast at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll type in, you know what I'm saying, you press the icon and hit that red and hit that like. All right. And I really, really appreciate that. And that would help me to do big things in the year 2024. Somebody's going to say, well, Donald, you're asking for too small. Listen, I do believe I'll start off there. You see what I'm saying? I'll be good. Listen, real quick, I wanted to share with you guys something really, really quick about imagination, and we're going to land the plane because it is now 11:21 and we're off at 11:30. Listen, I want to share with you something real quick, and I hope that you're able to see this. Let me see. Maybe you can see. I think you can see this. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about the definition of imagination, and I liked what some people had put. And as I click onto this, let me see. That's not what I'm looking for there. Okay. Yeah. Meaning of imagination in English. Did I see that? I didn't see that. Okay. Wanted to show you something that I come across. All right. So I like how they really just like summarized, you know, what imagination is all about. The act or power of forming a mental image of something not present to the senses or never before wholly perceived in reality. And so I'm going to tell you something that I wanted to encourage everybody that, you know, imagination is something that you yourself have to create. You have to create and bring this into your reality. I think that that's a great magical moment. That's a great miracle magical moment where you can have something that was a thought. You write it down and all of a sudden, guess what? You work at it, bring it into fruition. And I'll never forget as we land the plane that Bishop Noel Jones has said that he went to Will Smith's house. Will Smith have a nice house, he was saying. And he says when he got to the house, what he did was that he pulled a lever that opened up the wall, you know, and on one side it was his movie theater. The other side was a pool hall. The other side was a basketball, a gym. You know what I'm saying? The other side was the workout gym. The other side was a lounge or something like that. And he's like, yo, Bishop Jones, like, where'd you get that? And so watch this. He says, Will Smith answered him by saying, oh, I've seen this since I was 5 years old. I want to encourage everybody, don't give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on your dreams. It's hard today where people are talking people out of things that might be your $1 million get out to say, listen, I'm not coming back to work anymore because what I saw got me to where I need to be. If you have a great imagination that's healthy, it's nothing you can't do. Just don't be scared to try it. Don't be afraid to try out what you've imagined, because not only will it be beneficial for you, but it'll be beneficial to anybody else. Your imagination is going to do one of the two things. Either you're going to render of a particular service to people, because that's one type of business, or you're going to produce a wonderful product. Let me ask you a question. What product do you see? What kind of service can you give? What is your imagination? And let me tell you this. So I got a couple more minutes. If your imagination is all about doubt, self-doubt, self-damnation, you know what I'm saying? You're kicking yourself. You're saying all of what you can't do because you believed people who had an opinion since you were 5, or they teased you in public school. Can I tell you something? You are now an adult. When I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became an adult, I put away my childish things. That was also my childish thinking. You don't have to believe. You have the permission to believe what you want and pursue what you want. Believe simply means to accept as true. When you accept as true what you have, can't nobody stop you. If you put your hand on it, you feel what I'm saying? You have to have a great imagination. How many times have you talked yourself out of the things you were supposed to do because of other people? And then people are living off of your expense of sacrifice. All I'm trying to tell you is that this year, make a declaration that I'm going to make a decision, action, feeling, and not a feeling, action, decision. I'm not going to tell my feelings what to tell. I'm not going to allow my feelings to tell me what I need to do. I'm going to tell my feelings, I determined to do this no matter how I feel, and I'm going to follow the plan. You see what I'm saying? If you could see what you are going to before you start, I guarantee you the plan will follow. But you have to have something that you see. And this is my closing remarks. You have to have something to see. If you see the end before you begin, then you have something to work toward. And let me tell you something. A dream is an event transpiring in the dream world, belonging to the mind when you are asleep and you are oblivious. Something about successful people that would never allow anything to stand in their way about what they saw until it come into fruition. You have to make the determination. I'm not going to allow for life causes to bring me to a place for me to now work with something that life caused me to be in. But you want to be because of life exists. You want to be, it's because of you that life have put you where you are. And it was deliberate, not allowing for life to put you in a cause, but you will be the cause that life is where it is for you. Let me ask you a question. Can you imagine yourself on your own yacht? Can you imagine yourself in that wonderful house? Can you imagine yourself making money enough to say, listen, I have enough? I want you to do me a favor. I want you every day to wake up without being greedy, with a clean spirit, with a clean motive. To say, I wake up and after I thank the good Lord, I say to myself, money's coming to me. Money is coming to me, and I'm not thirsty for it. I'm around a bunch of entrepreneurs who think money's not even a thing. You see what I'm saying? It's not even a thing. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, don't make money a thing. Anytime that you go to work, don't go to work with a need. Go to work with your imagination and allow for your job, your secular job, to become your partner to fund what you want to become. Listen, y'all, it's your boy Donald Francis. And I just want to give a shout out to, Nakia, Isaac, Sherry, wow, everybody, Alberto, Robin, Holmes, Yolanda Brathwaite, Nicole Harris, Regina, good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Timino, I hope, music group, Gabby, you know what I'm saying? Sabor, good to see you. Frankie, good to see you. Thank y'all for the hearts. You know what I'm saying? Frankie, good to see you. Deborah, good to see you. Dave Q, Chantel Brown, good to see you. Listen, Wade with Coffee's on the line. Monique Francis is on the line. Bars. And I wanted to say, listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all. This your boy, Donald Francis. It's about that time for me to go. And I'll see you on tomorrow, God's willing. I want to say I love each and every one of you with peace, love, gratitude, and respect. Listen, y'all, I'm over and out, and I can't wait to see you on tomorrow. Look out for the templates, and we'll talk to you soon.